Tunachukua buffet tukakaa bila tukila. Hasa wazungu wengine wanaenjoy, wanasema Halima, mzungu wako amekuwa tourist leo. Ndio shikanisha kichwa nikawapiganisha. Hasa Stefano kuniona mbele, Halima.
Hasa ilikuwaje alafu Halima akaweza kupata petroli na ikiwa kama alikuwa akelewa?
Alikuwa ni mtu ambaye namjua, nilikuwa namchukulia kama sasa ni boyfriend madhangu. Sasa kuna namchukulia ni best yangu wa karibu ambaye unaweza kuongea naye.
Ni yangu loko kuna marehemu. Na naomba msamaha kwa familia marehemu pia.
At 27, Halima Omar Swaleh was a free spirit, a mother of one, unemployed and unoccupied at the time. Halima had the world to herself and loved to share until her best friend crossed her path. Tonight on Case Files, My Italian Man starts now. This is the story of two best friends, an Italian man and a tragic love affair. Halima Omar Swaleh was your ordinary upcountry girl who moved to Malindi in the early 1990s. Halima fell in love with Watamu Tourist Resort, home to many Italian nationals. Halima settled here into the beach life and along came a friend. Halima met Sheila Mutua in the small village of Watamu. It is Sheila who introduced Halima to the nightlife on the beach and the streets of Watamu. But years later, it was Halima who turned against her best friend, dousing her with petrol and setting her on fire. The two fought over a man. One went to prison for life, the other succumbing to her injuries, a tragic end to a life on the fast lane. At 27 and a single mother of one, Halima Omar was a young woman, jobless and had all the time to herself. Halima was many things to many people. To some, she was a quiet, laid-back mother of one. To others, Halima was a free spirit, a party animal. Halima was the girl with a plan. Weekends were her favorite. For several months, life to Halima was about drinking, hanging out with friends and making new ones. But the night of January 29, 2002 was the last free night for the mother of one. At the center of the merry-making nights was Halima's best friend, Sheila Mutua.
Tuko tumeenda kula happy na mzungu wangu anaitwa Stefano Faroni. Enyewe wivu ni wivu. Hasa yule mzungu anachukua picha, akipiga picha wale sana vivango fupi, chakacha nini na nini, ndio nikasikia hasira. Tukatoka sababu tunachukua buffet tukakaa bila tukila. Hasa wazungu wengine wanaenjoy, wanasema Halima, mzungu wako amekuwa tourist leo, mpaka vile anapiga picha kama mtu tourist amekuja leo Kenya.
The drama unfolding at the Ujamaa Bar, a popular spot where the girls of the town and the rich men of the tourist laid-back Watamu now spent most of their time. The man who had incensed Halima was an Italian national, Stefano Faroni, an easygoing elderly man. Faroni had lived in Kenya most of his life. Faroni was a man of means and he had an eye for women. Young women made great company for him. Halima told Case Files the two had a thing going for some time, but Faroni was an erratic man, at times unpredictable.
Nichukue company. Kwa hivyo, mimi siko na Stefano. Wewe kama mtaka Stefano mchukue. Sababu ni wako. Yeye mwenyewe Stefano anakupenda. Haya, tukakaa. Tukakaa siku mbili tatu, akaona mimi kweli, akaambiwa na mpaka na kazini yake mwingine alikuwa hapo aitwa Nduko Maremo. Akaambia Stefano bado anakuhitaji.
Dejected, Halima left for home. The following day, Halima says she was informed that the man she loved spending time with had been spotted at the same restaurant she had been ejected from the previous night. Faroni was in the company of Halima's best friend, Sheila.
Vipi Halima? Nimemwona Stefano na nani? Na Sheila. Nikamwambia twende bwana, Halima unajifanya fala kwa nini? Tukaenda. Kwenda mimi nikaingia kwa fence. Kuingilia kwa fence, hata tuingie kwa gate. Mimi nikaingia kwa fence, kuingia kwa fence. Nikaenda nikakuta wanaangalia stage show. Ndio shikanisha kichwa nikawapiganisha. Hasa Stefano kuniambia, Halima, umetokezea wapi? Nilisema huyu mtu asiingie hapa.
It was now becoming clear that Faroni had given up on her and her place had been taken up by her close friend Sheila. Jilted and angry, Halima left the comeback bar that night, a dejected woman. She decided to go home to the village, a local term for a residential area for the low-income earning residents of Watamu. But her journey home was temporarily interrupted by a friend. Unable to go back to the restaurant where she had been ejected from twice before, Halima did the unthinkable.
Kuja, amepark gari, haikuingiza kwenye garage, akapark hapo. Upande wa mlango wa nyuma ya jikoni. Alipoitoka akashika njia akaenda akafungua mlango na mimi nikatokezea kwa garage.
She left for Faroni's residence. At the time she was drunk, she says, and she was also smoking. Halima lay in wait for Faroni to come home. At the front seat was Sheila, but Halima says she had no idea Sheila was in the car. It was at this point when the thought of touching Faroni's new car crossed her mind. Armed with a can of petrol and a cigarette lighter, Halima did what 11 years later she said was the most uncalled for mistake.
Gari vile imepakiwa imeniface. Kwa hivyo nikaenda pande ya left. Ile gari imepakiwa. Nikaenda nikapita mlango wa kwanza ya pili. Kufungua mimi nilifanya nini? Nilifululiza kumwaga petroli na lighter hapo hapo. Nilifanya kusikia ile petroli ikinishindana ile moto ikija.
In a split second, a friend who had now turned enemy was now on fire. Sheila was blinded by the raging flames consuming her body. The pool in the compound was her only hope. Stefano Faroni was an influential man. With the kind of money he had, he hosted several parties at his home, frequented by the local police boss. We take a short break.